It will confound people watching this right now. What kind of evidence existed in this case that never saw the light of day because of the behavior of a prosecutor? What was the evidence that finally was unearthed that freed him?
Well, the evidence that freed him was the DNA testing on the bloody bandana, which we fought for 7 years to obtain against the prosecutors tooth and nail in many courts. But while that was going on, we uncovered other evidence known at the time, a transcript of Michael's son seeing the monster come into the house when Daddy was at home and hitting Mommy and putting a blue suitcase on Mommy after she stopped crying, which is the way they found her. And strange sightings of an old van in the neighborhood. We now know that Norwood drove an old van, and he was walking around behind the Morton house encasing the house. That information was known by the prosecutor camp, but not shared with the court, not shared with the defense lawyers, despite a court order to do so.
Well, and discovery is discovery, no
Yes,
matter
ma'am.
what. That is the kind of thing that must be produced, especially in a trial that could have put someone away for life. So here's what I don't understand. The prosecutor in the case, Ken Anderson, became a judge.
Yes.
Has had a nice illustrious career for 25 years. You said the prosecutor camp. Were there others in concert working with this prosecutor to keep this material secret?
We know that it was known by the sheriff at the time. We know that it was known by the sheriff's chief investigator and the prosecutor and the prosecutor's team. So everybody that was working on it. But in one telling point pre-trial, the judge looked the prosecutor in the eye, and there's a transcript of this, and said, "Do you have any information in your file that could be useful to the defense?" And the answer is no, sir.
No, that's bad. And you know what? Look,
And that's contempt of court.
And he's been dealt with. He's pleaded. Not much of a punishment, I'll say that. He's lost his law license. He spent 5 days in the slammer. 5 days, 25 years, Mr. Morton, to you. So there's so much about this story that I can't even begin to cover on this program. But your son, Eric, was 3 when this happened. Not only are you dealing with the loss of your wife, you are now looking at the possibility of seeing your son, Eric, as a baby twice a year in confinement, and ultimately he stopped coming. It was embarrassing, he said, to see my dad in jail. You've rekindled that, but you must be so angry, and you must want blood or revenge of some kind. Do you?
Now, no. I'll admit that there were years when I plotted against a lot of people. I was going to do it in different ways and at different times with plausible alibis and all sorts of things like that.
You mean criminal?
Homicidal, yes.
Well, you're sitting in the can. Free men.
Yeah,
Don't have your
there's a
family
lot of
anymore.
anger inside, and I felt like I was justified at the time. But today and now, I understand that that sort of anger and revenge and hate isn't going to help you any. But the one thing that will work, that people should and often do latch onto, is transparency and accountability.
You know, we are a very prosecutorial society in this country. There are very few people who look at a courtroom picture and say, I'll bet that guy's innocent, despite the fact that that's what our justice system is based on. Innocent until proven guilty. And I guess there's no one who could explain what that feels like more than you, to be a guy who's sitting in a place where, quite frankly, the majority of those who are defendants are guilty.
Oh, yeah.
What's it like to be the only man in the room who knows the truth, other than the guy who's cheating at the other table?
Well, it was doubly strange because several years before this, I'd actually sat on a felony jury, and I sent somebody to prison, and he was clearly guilty. But this was surreal on more levels than I can count.
Are you sure about your verdict now?
Of the
when
jury?
I
Yes.
didn't know you'd sat on a jury. I did not know that.
Well,
in
there are a lot of
felony.
little things. In a documentary or in interviews, there's a lot you just don't have the time to bring up.
Are you angry with the jurors who sent you away?
No, not at all, because they were cheated as much as anybody else, because they didn't have all their information.